Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So just wanted to give you a sample here when the bike is not worth fixing here. So I came over this bike over here and I thought, see, it has a rear tire. Um it's missing the front, so I can easily buy the front tire and get this thing going. But if you look over here and take a closer look, this thing is missing the chain. Okay, so this guy, he's got the front crank, but if you take a closer look, see here, these are pretty pointy teeth. So what's happening here? The the crank has worn out teeth. So keep that in mind. That's something that I noticed. Again, as I said, he's missing the chain here, and he's got the front derailleur, but he's missing derailleur at the back. So that's another issue that you have to keep up here. That you cope up. So that's the thing. Okay, now he's got a tube here. I'm not sure if it's good or not. Another problem that I see here, you see, the brake shoes are gone. You see, he's missing the brake shoes on here, and same thing on this side. So that's another problem here. Now, looking over here, there's also the saddle that's missing. So that's another thing to deal with. Now, let's look at the front here. The fork. I'm not sure if I can test it. It doesn't. It's pretty hard. So chances are that these are stuck. They are seized. And if you look over here, he's missing the shoes on the front caliper as well. That's another issue here. If you take a closer look over here, he's missing the cables, the outer cables on the outside. There's this one here, and see, it's pretty beat up. Now, let's look at the shifters. Okay. So they're not connected on a cable, so you cannot really test that out. Now let's see if these are seized. They seem to be okay. Over here, the bell doesn't work. So something to keep in mind. So as you can see, this is one of those unfortunate situations, that the bike is not worth fixing. Basically, you gotta put new drivetrain in it. I messed with this thing here, so it's not sure if it's straight or true, but the chances are you're gonna need both of these wheel set going on this bike. As I said, you will need the full drivetrain with the two decent derailleurs to go on it, as well with the chain, and you can also do the crank. So when you factor in here how much money you gotta spend, it definitely is gonna add up. Then you have to deal with this fork that you don't know if it's good or not. Another thing, just to add up the saddles, if you want to go with nice ones, they're not that cheap anymore. So that's something that you have to keep in mind. And another thing that if you want to put decent cables, these things are not cheap anymore. You see, this one is it's not usable. So these days, the cables are pretty pricey. So that's something that you're gonna have to keep in mind. Now, for someone that wants to fix this and ride it, they will definitely have to overhaul the fork suspension. So that's gonna be pretty labor intensive if you want to send it to a shop, unless you want to do it on your own. That's something in mind. But I just wanted to give you here a tour, and I felt like sharing the bike that's probably not worth fixing up, and wanted to share it with you. Hopefully you found this useful. You have some understanding how much you gotta put in. And there you go. Bye-bye.